everyone. My name is Ryan, and I'm a graduating senior at Penn. I didn't grow up in a Christian family. I was born and raised in China, where knowledge about Christianity is very limited. My dad used to take me to visit some Buddhist temples, but I guess it would be fair to say that no one in my family has a shaped faith to any religion. However, I always believed that gods or say supernatural power exists. Coming to Penn as an international student, I had a lot of troubles and struggles. It was very difficult to leave the city where I was born and grew up. In my freshman year was a terrible year. I had difficulties taking classes and writing papers, all in English, but the worst part was my roommate situation. Long story short, he had a complicated friends with benefits relationship with a girl who lived across the hallway, and he brought her to our room every single night. I made it clear to him that it was not okay, and just it's not the environment that I grew up with. And every time I talked to him about this, he was extremely rude and said something like, "This is how things work in this country. Since you're here now, you should get used to it." Or things like, "This is my room and I can bring whoever I want, whenever I want." I really had to go through this and just had to live it up to the RA for 3 times, and then GA for 3 times, and after that, house dean for 5 times. I just wanted to switch a room or just to move out. However, I'm in a program that everyone is supposed to live together on the same floor the freshman year. So even though the house dean said my situation was severe enough to move out, I was not allowed to. I was very depressed for more than the whole year and went to cabs for every single week. Because after this long procedure, no one at the school was willing to help me, or was able to help me. My program director even told me that the only way for you to move out is to drop out. And Wharton is also a school where people tend to be very career-oriented, and I didn't find many true friends. Even now, my overall experience at Penn and this program is very negative. I used to consider myself a happy and outgoing person before coming here, but after the first semester at Penn, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I couldn't trust anybody, and I didn't want to be involved in anything, just anything. I felt lost and empty and really hated those 2 people until I got the chance to just study abroad and leave the school. After my semester abroad, I came to Philadelphia again as a junior, and I met a freshman friend, Alan. We became pretty close, and he invited me to GCC, the church he goes to. I was like, okay, the service is at 11:15 a.m., not 8, and it's on campus, not somewhere downtown, so why not? And then I decided to go with him. My first impressions of GCC was very weird. Apparently this church sings more modern songs, and then Pastor Young was actually very funny, and he was definitely not the pastor I saw in movies. But people here were a bit too friendly. It really made me wonder if I'm still at Penn. Later on, my other friend, Kevin, who also goes to GCC, invited me to his family group, and I stayed because, I simply enjoy hanging out with nice people, and I didn't realize that God was knocking at my door through these people. I kept going to Sunday services and family group, but I still had a lot of doubts. Every time someone shares that God showed them something or talked to them, I just couldn't connect to it because I never felt like God was talking to me, or that God was too busy taking care of the good Christians. Then Passion came. My family group leaders have been inviting me to this Passion, but I never intended to go. The reason's simple, I just hate long hour things in general. And Pastor Yao's timing could be very unpredictable. But somehow I went. The first night was just very long. Although I really enjoyed Pastor Barry's preaching, I had to struggle with a lot of prayer sessions. Everyone around me was praying very faithfully, and my prayer usually ended in like 2 minutes, when the sessions were like 20 minutes each. So I basically had to repeat my prayers or staring at people because they all closed their eyes. So after sitting through the night, I told myself and my family group leader that I wasn't just gonna come the next night. But somehow when the second night came, God just cleared my schedule. And then I felt like going suddenly. Maybe God was pushing me to come. So I went and told myself, if I couldn't see through this whole thing, I just sneak out during one of those 20-minute sessions. Everyone's eyes will be closed and no one would notice me. But that night, Pastor Barry asked us to pray for an image or a sound to ask God a question that troubles us the most. I wasn't really expecting an answer since I feel like God was always too busy. But I still prayed, God, am I Christian? I didn't come to church because of you. I came because I was hurt in the past and these people at church were nice to me. I came only because I felt cared here. Am I worthy? Do you care about me? And just suddenly, God answered my prayer. He didn't give me a sound, He didn't give me an image. He gave me a verse, John 15:16. This verse was just blinking in front of my eyes, and apparently I wouldn't know what the verse says because I never read the Bible. I tried to shake my head since I thought I was like hallucinating after the long service. But this verse just kept blinking. And I was like, fine, I'll check. John 15:16. You didn't choose me, I chose you, and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should abide, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, He may give it to you. God sends me this verse to show me His love and mercy, like a father welcoming his lost son home. I received God at that night, and God has proven to me time and time again that He's always there for me, with His endless love. After I became a Christian, I've changed. I became more committed to Bible studies and tried to remind myself daily, what would Jesus do to guide my actions? I still hate some people, some things. I don't want to deny it on a daily basis. But I started to force myself to think like this. God loves everyone. He loves the people I love and He loves the people I hate equally. So even if I can't say I'm going to love these people, the people I hate, whenever I see those people, instead of cursing them, and I still do, I force myself to accept the fact that God loves them. Even if I can't love them, I'll try not to hate them. I can't say I'm a very good Christian right now, because I still sin like a bazillion times a day. I have the positive momentum, however. I strive to glorify the Father in my actions. I know that being a Christian is not easy, and along my spiritual walk comes a lot of temptations, challenges. But I also know that God is there with me. God's got my back. There's nothing I should be afraid of.